first.
Recording in progress.
And here comes the mic.
Yeah, Christian, offensively, what did Nashville do defensively that kept you guys from being more dangerous?
Yeah, that's an organized team, man. They're very, very cohesive in the way they play. They have three workhorses in the middle that shift from side to side, and the back four, cover a lot of distance. To be fair, and they're a cohesive group, a group that plays well in a low block, and we saw that today. We didn't get too many opportunities to run behind the back line because of the way they play. And it's always frustrating to play against a team like that. But at the same time, I didn't think that we played fairly well. I felt that we were lacking a little bit today.
Go down to the front row here, Maz and then Nico. Mike's coming for you. Over your right shoulder, Maz.
Yo, thank you so much. Hey, Christian, just going back to that follow-up on that, was it like when they dropped Dax McCarthy in the middle, the four and made five, and you said you were lacking, was it the runners or the pass to the runners or just the vision of seeing the runners?
I felt because they dropped, it's always difficult when they drop and you're trying to make a run and there's no space to run because they drop already. So now we have to play the half spaces, we have to play the pockets, and those three guys in the middle shift really well and make it really difficult. But in particular, we just weren't able to get in behind because they dropped, and then now it's about getting the ball in the pockets and being able to turn and then playing behind.
Nico.
Steph, the goal comes off a second cross in the box, and I just wanted to get your take on perhaps what you saw, both from the defense and from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, we're just talking about it that, sometimes when opponents have a chance and we dodge a bullet, and make a save, it's almost like the same thing that you have when you face corners. I think guys are a little bit, what just happened, and maybe mentally you kind of space out a little bit, and so maybe it was a moment where we needed to just boot that ball up the field as far as we could, so we would have just a split second to regroup, because it seemed like that, we tried to clear the ball, then we were a bit disorganized, and I think a guy just was able to essentially run through us on the left side, and then we left the back post open as well. So it's one of those situations where, when you're feeling that pressure mounting, and you just dodge one, that's when you're, I think, mentally most vulnerable to switch off, and that's kind of what happened a little bit. So it's something to learn for sure.
Other questions in the room before we go over to Zoom? Sure, Jeremiah, I'll go back to you over here.
Season from last year, but does the frustration of how you guys weren't able to win more at home last year carry over at all into this year? And does this feel like a continuation of that at all?
No, it does not feel like a continuation. You can't. It's a completely new team, and we have to establish ourselves with this team at home. With that being said, we want to make this a fortress, and for the guys that were here last year, that ought to hurt that we weren't better at home last year. But I don't think we made it easy for them today. We fought till the end. I think their goal woke us up a little bit. We found a little bit more. That's going to be a goal, I think, for us this year, is to be better at home. Didn't really start out on a good note there, but first game, I think we have tons of quality on this team, so I'm not too worried. We'll figure it out. Offensively, we're a heck of a team. Defensively, we're good. We got good players everywhere, so I'm not worried.
Go to the front row here to Larry.
Yeah, Steph, you just said it's a completely new team. How much of a learning curve is there for learning to play together, learning each other's characteristics and that sort of thing?
Oh, it takes its time, and obviously you change tactics a little bit as well, depending on the personnel you have. It's really nice when you get people like Jordan back who have God-given talent with his speed. So, but it doesn't just come back into your repertoire that you know how to send them deep and whatnot. And like Christian said, then there's teams that pack it in a little bit and really tighten that space, and that makes it difficult. So every year poses challenges on a team coming together. Hopefully you can do it during preseason, but it's darn difficult to do so. So there's there's gonna be moments where you need to learn it the hard way, and maybe today was one of that, where we kind of came up against a low block, like Christian said, and I believe that we have plenty of talent to be able to adjust there and find the pockets. So many technically gifted players that can do it. So it's a challenge for us, but I'm excited for us to figure out how to solve that challenge, because I think we have the tools to do so.
So the question is, in your opinion, what Sounders did not do today that we're not able to do what we did on the midweek beating 5-0?
Sí, para mí siempre es difícil cuando tenés un partido así como el jueves y ahora enfocarse en la liga contra un equipo muy agresivo, muy difícil defensivamente. Pero la verdad era un completamente diferente partido, y la verdad sentí que había momentos en el partido que no tuvimos la paciencia que teníamos que tener para quebrar el Nashville.
Hugo López del 7 días. La pregunta para ti específicamente sobre este gran talento, Beck Vargas. ¿Cómo lo sentiste en el campo hoy, que realmente sobresalió? ¿Y si te recuerda algo cuando tú empezaste también en el fútbol profesional?
Sí, yo siento que la verdad somos muy similar. Yo siento que tiene el cuerpo que puede para jugar en esta liga de la edad que tiene. Y sí, a veces va a perder la pelota, a veces el partido va a ser difícil y va a haber momentos que va a enseñar que es joven, pero cada partido está creciendo como jugador, y toda la experiencia que está teniendo con este equipo es una oportunidad de crecer como persona. Yo veo Over siendo titular en este equipo en un momento. No sé si es ahorita, no sé si es en 2 años, pero tiene la calidad de ser un jugadorazo, pero también es joven, tenemos un gran equipo y la verdad va a ser difícil para quebrar la alineación.
So the question was, what do you think about Vargas and the opportunities that he's getting in these first games, and do you feel like it's something similar to when you got started? The answer is, I feel we are very similar. He has the same body and the same body construction to play on a league like this at his age, so that's very helpful for him. But sometimes it's going to be difficult because of his age as well, and start getting some experience is going to help him develop. That experience is going to be very important, and I believe that he has a bright future. He can become a starter like now or in 2 years, but gaining that experience is going to be something that he's going to be able to take advantage and continue to grow.
Did the Champions League game have any, or what effect, if any, did the Champions League game have on this one?
Well, I mean, we had more miles under our belt than they did. We probably had, a good game, a good 2 games before they. That's a positive. But we had 1 training before this game after Motagua, so that was, it's difficult. You saw the other, I think, teams that played in CONCACAF. It was a struggle for them as well. So definitely added mileage, and games come quick. But I think seeing the response after they scored a goal, we had some in the tank. We just, for some reason, got into a rut where the game slowed down, and we kind of let it happen. And that's one thing that we probably want to fix.
Alyssa, you close us out.
Just curious with the rotations you guys have had to make with so many games, so many matches in so many days. Guys coming in and out, what do you need to do as a team to find that chemistry and be able to have someone come in and generate offense? What did you kind of learn against Nashville today?
Well, I felt, obviously, not having Raul on the field, me on the right, it changes the way we play a little bit more. Rotations within the midfield, incorporating Zhao, Nico on the bench, it changes for sure. It makes it difficult to get chemistry with the guy next to you. It's early in the season, but at the same time, our player pool is really talented. So, a player like, putting a player like Nico on the bench and then having him sub in the 45th minute is something that other teams don't have the luxury of doing. So, we'll be mixing and matching, throughout these next couple weeks, obviously, because of the amount of games that we have. But it doesn't change our attitude in the way we want to play. We want to play attacking soccer, keep possession of the ball, and be creative in the attack. And I think the guys that come in are going to be able to provide that. But with different personnel, you'll see different styles of play, and that's the reality of things that you'll deal with so many games in such close proximity.